Every time we find ourselves driving up the 395, we have to make a stop at Alabama Hills. It's one of our new favorite places to explore. If you are going to be visiting the park, we highly recommend taking the scenic route in. You will be exiting Highway 395 on Lubkin Canyon Road, making a right when it dead ends onto Horseshoe Meadows Road, and finally a right when it dead ends onto Whitney Portals Road, which will take you directly to Alabama Hills. This place is a arch hunter's dream come true, and we put together a list of some of our favorites to go see. A vehicle with high clearance is definitely recommended if you're going to really explore the park. But with that said, let's get on to our list of the best arches and cool things to see in Alabama Hills. We're going to start the list with one that is quite hard to miss if you're visiting Alabama Hills, and that is the face of Alabama Hills. 99% of the time, V and I are super mad when we see graffiti on rocks, but for some reason this one is kind of funny and has become a bit of a landmark here. If you come in a four-wheel drive vehicle, there's also this fun little hill to climb just to the left of the face. If you did take the scenic route that we talked about earlier, you do need to drive past the entrance to Alabama Hills if you want to visit the face first. Second on the list is the Hitching Post Arch. This one definitely requires a high clearance vehicle, and it's also very hard to spot. I think it made its way onto our list just because it's pretty rewarding when you find it. It was kind of like my old Where's Waldo books. You can see it right here. Third on our list, which is in no particular order, is the Gene Autry Rock. This stop also requires a high clearance vehicle. This large pillar was named after famous cowboy actor Gene Autry and was featured in his film Boots and Saddles, and also made an appearance in the movie Django Unchained. Next up is the Hidden Window Arch, which is tucked away near the back corner of the park. This stop features a nice sized cave with a window in one side. This is a pretty fun stop if you're small enough because you can fit through the window and it makes for a pretty fun photo op. The cave also makes for a good shaded spot to stop for a picnic if you visit on a warmer day. Number 5 on our list is the Heart Arch. This is actually part of a 3-pack on the Mobius Arch trail. If you do the trail counterclockwise, which for some reason we always do, you'll actually pass under the Heart Arch before you get to Mobius Arch. But it is a little bit hard to see when you're under it. The best view of it is actually when you're standing up on Mobius Arch. Speaking of Mobius Arch, it is the next stop on our list. This is one of the most popular arches in the park, and with a hike that is only 0.6 of a mile, it is well worth making a stop. Not only is Mobius Arch beautiful and a really nice sized arch, but if you stand at the perfect angle, you can line up Mount Whitney right through the eye of it for a beautiful photo. The final arch on the Mobius Arch trail is Lathe Arch. This arch seems to have done its best to stay out of the limelight like its famous neighbor Mobius Arch. The funny thing about this arch is it is kind of hidden, and we did not even know that it existed on our first couple visits to the park. Luckily for you, you won't have to worry too hard about hunting for this arch or any of the other items on the list because we will have the exact coordinates linked below. The next stop on our list is the very appropriately named Sharktooth Arch. This is a pretty cool stop because even though the arch itself is pretty small, you can definitely see where it gets its name from because it looks like an upside down shark's tooth. The other benefit of this stop is that there is a large ridge just to the side of Sharktooth Arch, which gives you a nice view of a good portion of the park. Number 9 on our list is Grandfather Arch. This is another stop that requires a high clearance vehicle to visit. This arch is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it's a fun off-road drive to get to it. If you are a serious off-roader though, nothing on this list should be too challenging, just bumpy roads with some rocks that you have to navigate around from time to time. Once you arrive, this arch can be a little bit tricky to find because it is quite a ways off of the road. But much like Sharktooth Arch, it features a ridge that gives you a spectacular view of the park, and I would love to see this spot at sunset. The list has now officially hit double digits, and we are at number 10, which is the Eye of Alabama Hills. This is another arch that can be easy to miss if you don't know exactly where to look. If the sun is low or it's a cloudy day, it may not have enough shadows to keep it from blending into the hillside. Luckily, our GPS coordinates should put you in the right spot to where you hopefully will see it. Every time we come to the park, we discover something new. On our last trip, we discovered this little guy. Not sure if he has an official name, but we call him the Surprise Face Arch. From the back, it looks just like one of the other 100+ arches in the park, but if you make your way up the canyon that takes you to the front of the arch, you'll see the hilarious difference. I'm not sure if this is the same work of the person that did the face of Alabama Hills, but someone painted 2 eyes above this arch and it looks like it has a super surprised look on its face. Vi ended up making friends with the arch and she even offered him some of her chips. There are only 3 arches to go and they are all located off of the same road. First on the list is the Boot Arch. Even though a high clearance vehicle will make your life much easier for most of these spots, this is a more standard dirt road. We did see a Subaru Outback out here, and it seemed like it was doing just fine. You should be able to see this arch from the road, but it is a little bit of a walk if you want to get up close to it. One cool thing about getting up close to this arch is it is another one that is lined up just perfectly to where you can get a cool shot of the Eastern Sierra mountain range through the middle. The last 2 spots on this list share the same parking lot and are probably no more than 100 yards apart. First up is the Blind Arch. This is a very short and easy walk from the car. The Blind Arch is located on the backside of the large rock formation that you will be parking in front of. In my opinion, I think we saved the best for last because we are going to finish with my favorite, which is the Double Arches or Cyclops Skull. If you are facing the Blind Arch, the Cyclops Skull will be behind you and off to your left. This is one of the coolest arches that I think that I've ever seen. It looks super fragile, but hopefully it still has quite a bit of life left in it. If you're just cruising through Alabama Hills and only have time to make one stop, I think that this should be it. Well, that's gonna do it for our list of our favorite things to see in Alabama Hills. This park is an absolutely amazing place to visit and explore, and I can't believe we didn't know about it until about 2 years ago. What are your favorite things to do here? Do you think that there's anything that we missed on our list? If so, feel free to let us know in the comments below. If you enjoy our adventures, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we make new videos. Check us out over on Instagram at thatadventurelife_official, and for all the information about Alabama Hills and other cool things to do in the area, head on over to thatadventurelife.com.